Shalom, shalom. This is Prophets of Awakening. This is our evening Sabbath class on 18th of July, 2020. We're going to do a little moment of silence. And then we're going to go into the prayer, and then we're going to proceed from there. Oh Lord, we come before Thee at the closing of the Sabbath, thanking You for Your mercy and great power. We appreciate You, O Lord, for Your patience and guidance in these last days. O Lord, we thank You for Your awakening us to this great understanding in Your Word. We come before You, keep, direct, and guide us through the upcoming week. O Lord, for their trial, there are trials, pestilence, and mayhem in every turn. O Lord, we see Your mighty hand in the world's affairs and how You are constructing Your people's deliverance. And we trust and rely upon Thee. For this cause we hear and respect You greatly. We honor and respect You greatly. Turn not Thy face from us, but allow us in our searching of You to find You, O Lord, and dwell with You. Peace be unto You. Okay. We're going to go to current events. Anybody got any current events or something they want to bring up that they came across since we last was on the line?
Yes. Did you know that the flights are going into Africa now?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they going from?
Well, I know they're going back and forth to Gambia because I saw yesterday where a guy was in quarantine that had arrived there. I don't know what day he got there, but I guess most recently. But then again, today, Gambia, that Blacksit is trying to promote instant citizenship.
Right. Yeah, we was talking about that. I was talking to Kevin about that yesterday. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I think they passed that. It's just a matter of like she was saying. It's a matter of getting there. Once you get there, you get instant citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that might be one of the floodgates.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when the situation as it relates to Nick Cannon and a lot of so-called prominent people are speaking out about it. And what is surprising me, and well, I guess it's surprising me, and then it's not, but they're saying they're condemning Nick, and they're saying the only way that we can move forward is to walk hand in hand with our Jewish counterpart, and we need to stop trying to compare the Black experience to the Jewish Holocaust because we're all in this together. So I'm just so disappointed that at this time where this is the time of our awakening, but we're still stuck in wanting to get along with people that have shown that they hate us. The Jewish community, like you have shared with us, was a part of the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
And so I don't know if the whole thing with Nick is something that's false flag, it's set up. I don't know what it is, but
Right.
if you listen to the conversation that he had with Professor Griff, he was trying to make a case for the fact that melanated people are hated because they are melanated.
Right. And the thing about that is, just like with the Bill Gates situation, he not a doctor, but because he got all this money, people giving him passes and putting him in places and talking with like he got some kind of authority on a certain topic, but he don't have no authority. And it's the same thing with Nick Cannon. They bringing him on the scene, trying to use him to usurp the Israelites with they movement, but he's not the voice. He have limited understanding on what's going on. He didn't got a little understanding from here and there, but he don't have, it's not embedded in him in his spirit.
Right.
He's not the one to be talking about that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what that is. And so anyway, what you were saying is these people been doing this over and over, time immemorial. They come in, they use the boule. Like I say, if you're trying to catch a weasel that like chickens, you got to use a chicken to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So they trying to every time they're dealing with the African Americans, they're gonna bring an African American on the scene to quell whatever they're trying to quell. They're gonna bring boule. They're gonna bring the boule on the scene, and so they're trying to usurp what the Most High doing, waking up his people. They're trying to bring these people in and usurp it, like as if they didn't woke up and they're trying to get, yeah. But it ain't gonna work. It ain't working because of, it's not business as usual. This is all this was happening now. Is the Most High is on the scene. So what they got away with 10, 15 years ago, they can't get away with it now. Most High on the scene, and he didn't raise up people that they just ain't. You can see their counters. They ain't going for that.
Right.
But you got all these celebrities. Come on, you didn't get all that money on accident. They allowed you to get it. So that's a telltale sign of what's going on with them. If they all in the media line, like they boule.
Right.
So you gotta understand that. Yeah. And all of you can tell the ones that really sold out because them the ones come on the scene. Like I said, if you do a comparison and contrast with people that got the coronavirus that were celebrities and people that showed up in Ghana, these the same Negroes. Same ones. They told them, go to Ghana, and then they told them, say you got the virus.
Right.
So they just do what their people tell them to do. And like I said, these the ones got the money too. That's how they got the money, by being obedient. What's that?
So this is some kind of deterrent for what they're really doing. Well, another deterrent. They got several deterrents out there, but to bring Nick on the scene, where he's got that show Wilding Out or whatever,
Right.
and now the whole conversation has gone to Viacom, the white company, is not going to give him the rights to that show. So it's like a because even when Nick was talking about the Black people being melanated, he didn't have the full understanding. So he was stuttering and but the whole purpose is to get people riled up,
exactly,
and sucked into that conversation,
exactly. And then like I say, you look at him, his countenance, nothing about him fit that. He ain't got, he don't know nothing about that. Yeah, so they said they just and then the thing about it is the show aired 2 years ago. Now all of a sudden they're bringing it on the scene with all the drama with it, and it aired 2 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, but it's like I said, you can see they hand in all this stuff because of like I said, you look around the board. I mentioned this place over in Nigeria that they're building these smart cities, and they got all these cities all over Africa that the Chinese built that not nobody in them. They're fully functional, and all the lights, everything on, but nobody in them yet. So when you understand it, it's one thing that's happening. They herding the African Americans up to go to Africa. They're gonna put them in those cities and put them in Africa because they want to build Africa. But they need, Africa need its children back. You got all these people over here that's got all these different type of degrees and different type of skills that they acquired over in America is nothing no different than what Nebuchadnezzar did when he got the charge of the Israelites out of Jerusalem and took them to Babylon to build up Babylon. They're doing the same thing now. And they use this boule to direct them in that direction. One George Floyd event. You can even go back to 9/11. All that was those are events like I said, a controlled demolition job to end us up over in Africa. You can even go back to when Massey Ferguson and Caterpillar and all those major companies in America left here and went to China. You know what I'm saying? China ain't just blow up on accident. They trade it. They bred it. They send all the things that made America great. All the companies that made America great left here,
Mm-hmm.
and they sent them over there because they were already knew the direction they was gonna go in. You know,
Right.
even Oprah Winfrey, just like Nick Cannon, a billionaire, he ain't get billionaire on accident. Oprah Winfrey, a billionaire, and Robert Johnson, that had BET, is a billionaire. They disappeared 10 to 12 years ago. Where they go? To Africa. They sent them over there as ambassadors to set up everything what they getting ready to do. What they getting ready to do over here. You know, the thing with Ashland or whatever they Asheville, North Carolina, with the reparations over there. It's all set up.
All synchronized. Mm-hmm.
They're synchronizing everything.
Mm-hmm. So Leonard, I know we don't know what was in Nick's brain, but what was he trying to say? Your understanding of melanated people and how that angers European. What was Nick trying to say that he totally didn't get his point across?
Well, what to me, what I interpreted on that is he didn't really know how to convey it over, was that like we know what happened to Cain. Most High cursed Cain, and curse means to take the melanin out. So
Mm-hmm.
and there's it's no different than that. And being albino, they working one hand in hand. So in so many words, he was saying that a person with white skin, albino skin is limited. They subpar to the melanated person. The melanated
Yes.
person is a natural person. And, you know, and he's warm with the earth, and warm with everything. Melanin in the water. You look up in the sky at night, that's melanin.
Mm-hmm.
Melanin everywhere. Melanin in the animals. And so somebody to be with a pale skin and no melanin, they subpar. And he was saying that these people, when they first came to our lands where we was at in Israel and Africa, they came and viewed the land, and they saw what was going on, and they didn't want to just be a part of it. They wanted it to encase it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they did. And then they came, once they got it, they had to come up with a system to oppress the people, the original people.
Right.
Make them think that something was wrong with them, when the whole time there's something wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They lacking, like he said, is the melanin makes you human.
Mm-hmm. And
so
they have low self-esteem.
Right, they got low self-esteem. It's caused a lack of melanin, and the raping and pillaging and all that, and the greed comes from a lack of melanin.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying. But you know, like I said, when you listen to that conversation, you can tell that he had read that, he rehearsed it, because
Yeah.
he don't. It's not something he absorbed into his
Right.
him as a being, as studying.
Right.
He's just quoting things. That's why it came out the way it did.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't really use no tact in bringing it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Professor Griff, isn't he Boule?
Well, you got to go back to.
He was with Public Enemy.
Yeah, he's a Public Enemy. He got cast out of the group because of some of the same things that was going on with what Nick Cannon just did.
Okay.
So back then, I wouldn't say he was, but who knows now?
Right. Because he got a microphone, and anybody with a microphone, right?
Right.
Okay.
And he's part of I think FOI with the Islam. He used to be part of that. I don't know if he still is.
Mm-hmm.
He's dealing with the Muslims and the Nation of Islam.
Right. Farrakhan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where he at now, but Public Enemy in general was militants.
Right.
They had to they had to tone their music down because it was so provoking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what I think. They came along during the time when that's what the majority of African Americans had that spirit.
Right.
That's why their music resonated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So anybody else got anything? Yeah, I think I was. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was going to talk about that well, we already talked about it, but I was going to say about how the blacks it, how she didn't put out 2 videos, I think, and within the last day that about this automatic citizenship to Gambia.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of ironic that Sister Zaire brought that up too, because yeah, she's saying that everything is in place, and all you have to do is come to Gambia, and then you get uh, fill out a small form or whatever, and you get direct citizenship right there, free.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's good news.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read out of the book of Leviticus. You know, uh, nobody else don't have nothing to do with current events. Okay, I'm in chapter 10. No, I'm in chapter 11. Chapter 11 says, clean and unclean animals. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, unto them speak unto the children of Israel, saying, these are the beasts which shall ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven footed, and chews the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud and are not divided of the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divided not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divided the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcass shall ye not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have the fins and scales in the water, in the sea, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. And all that have no fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. They shall be even an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses. But ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Whatsoever have no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They are an abomination: the eagle, the ostrich, and the ostrich, and the vulture, and the kite after his kind, every raven after his kind, and the owl, and the nighthawk, and the cuckoo, and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl, and the cormorant, and the great owl, and the swan, pelican, and the gear eagle, and the stork, and the heron after his kind, and the lapwing, and the bat. All fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying, creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap wither upon the earth. Even these are them ye may eat: the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. But all other flying, creeping things which have 4 feet shall be an abomination unto you. and for these ye shall be unclean. Whosoever toucheth the carcass of them shall be unclean until the evening, and whosoever beareth out of the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. The carcass of every beast which divideth the hoof and is not cloven footed, nor cheweth the cud, are unclean unto you. Every one that toucheth them shall be unclean. And whatsoever goeth upon his paws among all manner of beasts that goeth on all four, those are unclean unto you. Whosoever toucheth their carcass shall be unclean unto evening. And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean unto the evening. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, the weasel, and the mouse, and the tortoise after his kind, and the ferret, and the cormorant, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean to you among all that creep. Whosoever doeth touch them, when they be dead, shall be unclean until evening. And upon whatsoever any of them, when they are dead, doeth fall, it shall be unclean, whether it be any vessel of wood, or raiment, or skin, or sack. Whatsoever vessel it be, wherein any work is done, it must be put into the water, and it shall be unclean until evening, so it shall be cleansed. And every earthen vessel, whereunto any of them falleth, whatsoever is in it shall be unclean, and ye shall break it. Of all meat which may be eaten, that on which such water cometh, shall be unclean, and all drink that may be drunk in every such vessel shall be unclean. And everything whereupon any part of these carcasses falleth shall be unclean, whether it be oven or range for pots. They shall be broken down, for they are unclean and shall be unclean unto you. Nevertheless, a fountain or pit wherein there is plenty of water shall they be clean, but that which touches their carcass shall be unclean. And if any part of their carcass fall upon any sowing seed which is to be sown, it shall be clean. But if any water be put upon the seed, and any part of their carcass fall thereon, it shall be unclean unto you. And if any beast of which ye may eat die, he that toucheth the carcass thereof shall be unclean until evening. And he that eateth of the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. He also that beareth the carcass of it shall wash his clothes and be unclean until evening. Every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth shall be an abomination. It shall not be eaten. Whatsoever goeth upon the belly, and whatsoever goeth upon all four, or whatsoever have more feet among all creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, them ye shall not eat, for they are an abomination. Ye shall not make yourselves abominable with any creeping thing that creepeth, neither shall ye make yourselves unclean with them, that ye may be defiled thereby. For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, and ye shall be holy, for I am holy. Neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. This is the law of the beast and of the fowl, and every living creeping creature that moveth in the waters, and every creature that creepeth upon the earth, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. Okay, so that was what I just read was Leviticus chapter 11, pertaining to clean and unclean beasts. And a lot of people, they read over that, but it has a lot of significance to it because of, it's tied to a person's soul and spirit. But if you're unclean, that means that the Most High ain't dealing with you. You have to clean up in order for him to deal with you. So that's how that works. So that has to be adhered to in a major way. You know what I'm saying? So that was, like I said, that was Leviticus chapter 11. clean and unclean beasts. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm going into the lesson, and it's a short lesson. We're gonna do a Q&A on it, but it's pertaining to when Isaac went down to Egypt to Amalek, and I'm gonna do a cross comparison and contrast with that and what happened in the garden. And like I said, we'll talk about it because over the last couple of weeks I've been reading this, been dealing with these uncomfortable conversations and stuff, and I've been setting up dialogue for pertaining to Esau, because Esau has to be understood, or understood the things that's going on and things that happened to Israel at the very end during the time of Antioch Epiphanes and the time of their demise. Esau has a lot to do with that, especially with what's going on today. So I'm in Joshua chapter 28. He says, in those days after the death of Abraham, in the year when the Lord brought heavy famine in the land, and while the famine was raging in the land of Canaan, Isaac rose up to go down to Egypt on account of this famine, as his father Abraham had done. And the Lord appeared that night to Isaac, and he said to him, do not go down to Egypt, but rise and go to Gerar, to Amalek, king of the Philistines, and remain there till the famine shall cease. And Isaac rose up and went to Gerar, and the Lord, as the Lord had commanded him, and he remained there a full year. And when Isaac came to Gerar, the people of the land saw that Rebekah, his wife, was of a beautiful appearance. And the people of Gerar asked Isaac concerning his wife, and he said, she is my sister. For he was afraid to say she was his wife, lest the people of the land should slay him on account of her. And the princes of Amalek went and praised the woman to the king, but he answered them not, neither did he attend to their words. So I'm going to stop right there because like I said, we kind of read over this stuff, but what's the deal is that we told that before the flood in the book of Adam and Eve, how Cain's descendants didn't have no morals, and they would sleep with their daughter, sleep with their son, sleep with their sister, and then if they came across a woman that had a husband and she looked good, they kill the husband, beat him down and kill him, and then take the woman. So that was the ways of the heathen back then. It's still like that now, but back then it was out in the open. And so the reason when Abraham went down to the same place, he did the same thing, because Rebecca, that we talked about earlier, Rebecca and Sarah came from the same place. Sarah's brother's name was Laban, and Rebecca was out of that same seed line. So they was attractive women, good to look upon. So when these men, when they see them, what the thing was going on was the king had all these men out there. They'd run and come and tell him when they saw a beautiful woman. They didn't care if the woman was attached to somebody or had kids or whatever. They'll come in, they'll kill all the kids and the man and take the woman. So that's the reason why Isaac, to protect himself, told Rebecca to tell him that she is sister. And so what would happen is, rather than kill him, he'd get a lot of favor, because they're trying to get him, give him a lot of stuff to try to get him to persuade his sister to abide with them. So it says in verse 28 Isaac rose up and went to Gerar as the Lord had commanded him, and he remained there for a full year. Notice he wasn't there but a year. Okay, he said, and when Isaac came to Gerar, the people of the land saw Rebekah, his wife, was of a beautiful appearance, and the people of Gerar asked Isaac concerning his wife, and he said, she is my sister. For he was afraid to say she was his wife, lest the people of the land should slay him on account of her. And the princes of Amalek went and praised the woman to the king, but he answered them not, neither did he attend to their words. he ain't answering them because he know the story of what happened with Abraham and the God that was attached to Abraham. So he don't want to have nothing to do with Isaac and Rebekah. He ain't trying to deal with them. So 6 says, but he heard them say that Isaac declared her to be his sister. So remember that. So the king reserved this within himself. So he kept it to himself, right? And because he wanted her. So, and when Isaac had remained 3 months in the land, Amalek looked out a window and he saw, and behold, Isaac was sporting with Rebekah, his wife. For Isaac dwelt in the outer house belonging to the king, so that the house of Isaac was opposite the king's house. And the king said unto Isaac, what is this thing that thou hast done to us in saying that thy wife, she is my sister? How easily might one of the great men of the people have lain with her, and thou would have then have brought guilt upon us. It says, and Isaac said unto Amalek, because I was afraid lest I die on account of my wife, therefore I said, she is my sister. So let's look at that, because this is where the comparison coming in at. You know, it says, and the king said unto Isaac, what is this that thou hast done unto us, saying, thy wife, she is thy sister? How easily might one of the great men of the people have lain with her, and thou would have brought guilt upon us. So he said, how easily could one of his mighty men, we know what a mighty man is, could have lain with her, right? And so take that in consideration. How Esau, when he was born, we talked about this in episode 4 of Uncomfortable Conversation with a non-Messianic Hebrew Israelite, that 2 manner of people came out of Rebekah's womb. 2 manner of people. So how if Isaac got the Hebrew Israelite, and she got twins, wouldn't both of them be Hebrews? They would both be Hebrews. But the Most High tells Isaac that there's 2 manner of people that's going to come out of a room, 2 different type of people. And we see how totally different Isaac is, Esau is than Isaac. So let's go back to Genesis and see what happened and look at the wording. This is something to think about, and something just ferment with it. You know what I'm saying? And pray about it. And so anyway, so I'm in Genesis. And we had chapter 3 of Genesis, and it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die, for God doeth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as God, knowing good and evil. So, once you understand what happened in this situation, he came there. He came to the garden because of the woman there, and he came to the garden to cohabitate with the woman. So these people over here, it's a woman, a beautiful woman over here that's with Isaac, and these people will kill you for a beautiful woman. And what they wanted to kill you for is they want the woman so they can cohabitate with her. So it says in 6, and when the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes, a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took the fruit thereof, did eat, gave also to her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together, made them aprons. And they heard the voice of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day. Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees. And the Lord called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? But they hide from him now because they had some kind of sexual encounter with the serpent. And now they counters ain't the same. Because he been coming in the cool of the day, talking to them. They've been talking to him. They was innocent. But they did some kind of sexual encounter with the serpent. Now they don't. Now they hide. They acting funny. So 9 says, and the Lord God called unto Adam and said unto him, where art thou? And he said, I heard thy voice in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked, and I hid myself. And he said, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten of the tree whereof I commanded thee that thou should not eat? And then the man said, the woman whom thou gave to be me with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. Right? And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? Well, that takes us back to Amalek. He asked Isaac the same thing. He asked Isaac, what is this that you've done? So when the Most High, the Lord of hosts asks, let me see, when he asked this, the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? We know what he's done. Past tense. She had laid with the serpent, and she already had a seed for the serpent in her womb. We're gonna see that in a minute. So when he asked Amalek asked Isaac, what is this that you've done? Whatever they done is past tense. Think about that. So she said, the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, of 13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, what is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, the serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. So see what I mean? Past tense. So what she mean by she did eat, she took his fruit. We know what his fruit is because he got Cain. So he asked her, what is this that thou hast done? Well, what is this that Isaac done? That's got that for Amalek to ask the question. So he says, and the Lord God 14, the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, above every beast of the field, upon thy belly shalt thou go, thus shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity right here. We're gonna show people reading over this. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in that, being that we done wax strong in the word through our studies. So we know a seed is a male, first of all. And we also know ain't but one way to get a seed. You got to have intercourse. So he's telling her right here in 15, I will put enmity between thee and the woman, serpent and the woman, and between thy seed. He letting you know they didn't have intercourse. Between thy seed, a male child, and her seed, a male child. And it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Then you turn the page of chapter 4, and then you go to chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she could again bore his brother. She continued in birth, and bore his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep. Cain was a tiller of the ground. They go your two male seeds right there. So what did Rebecca have? Rebecca had two male seeds. What Cain wicked as hell. Abel was righteous. Two manner of people. Isaac righteous. Cain, Esau wicked as hell. Come on. See what I'm saying? So like I said, you have to look at that. And so 3 says in Genesis chapter 4, and in the process of time. So time is gonna tell you the story, what's going on. And in the process of time, in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought the fruit of his of the ground as an offering to the Lord. And Abel, he also brought the first thing of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. Two manner of people. See that? And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Then 8, and Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not, for I am my brother's keeper. So Cain killed his brother Abel. Like I say, so they got two different origins. Well, let's go right quick to Obadiah. I'm gonna close on that and we'll have a little conversation. So we'll go to Obadiah right quick. Yeah, this came back up when I was today, so that's why I'm dealing with it now. So it says, the Most High command us in the book of Obadiah. He says, uh, in verse 5, if thieves came to thee robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? So, like I said before, he told us when he was born, there's two different manner of people. And we see right here, the Most High warning us about Esau. So what did he do? For thy violence against thy brother, Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off from forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, foreigners entered into his gates, cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them. But thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother, right? Esau, Cain killed Abel, killed his brother. Said, and thou should not look on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither should I have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. Thou should not have entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou should not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Now 14 is where I'm going. Neither should thou have stood in the crosshair to cut off those that did escape. Neither should thou have delivered up those that did remain in their distress. So what delivered up mean? Killed. What do cut off mean? Killed. So Esau killed his brother just like Cain killed his brother. And the Most High told you that two different manner of people came forth from Esau or from Rebekah's womb. And we know Cain wicked as hell because Cain had another daddy different than what Abel daddy was. So just like with Nebuchadnezzar's son, when the handwriting came on the wall, the handwriting on the wall right now. So like I said before, you let that ferment. But anyway, I'm gonna open it up for the comments. Anybody got any comments or questions on that?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Leonard. So when you were reading the story of Abimelech and his encounter with Isaac and Rebekah, are you saying that one of those children in Rebekah's womb may have been from the camp of Abimelech?
Right. They giants. They and then they redheaded. What Esau looked like when he came out.
Red.
Okay. Did he two manner of people?
Right.
See what I'm saying? Yeah.
And so in saying two manner of people, it's just like he's saying
they
two
got two
different
origins.
seeds.
Right. They got two different origins. And we see when you do a comparison contrast, and twins was born in both situations.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do a comparison contrast, if Cain wicked as hell and we know where he came from, and Esau wicked as hell.
Right. Okay. So and you're saying that we need to get a clue based on that. What have you done?
Right. Well, that's a cue. If you go back to the scriptures, both in the books that they didn't put in the Bible and the book and the Tanakh, that question is always posed.
Right.
All kinds of situations, they always ask, "What is it that thou hast done?"
Right.
So that's past tense. When they say that it didn't happen, you got to figure out what it is that was done, but it already didn't happen. Yeah.
So I might be stretching here, but that seems to be another Hebrew idiom.
Yeah, it is. It is, but you have to know that though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you hear that, something has been done, because if you continue to read that story of Abimelech's encounter with Isaac, they make you think that Abimelech got the information just in time before
Right,
something
right,
happened.
right, right. And then you can even bring in another story that that we talked about in the uncomfortable conversation with Jesus. When you understand that um, um, Julius Caesar already was married to a Greek woman, and not
Mm-hmm.
the reason why Cleopatra was hated so much by the Romans was that the Romans had a sense of family and all that. Julius Caesar already had a wife, and
Mm-hmm.
even Mark Antony had a wife, but both of them ended up over in Egypt running behind Cleopatra.
Mm-hmm.
So they made Cleopatra out to be the Romans made her out to be a hooker, a promiscuous woman.
Mm-hmm.
She was hoodwinking all these married men. So anyway, we know that ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Cleopatra had a whirlwind romance with Julius Caesar,
Right.
a Roman soldier, right? And and,
Right.
and they had a son, Caesarion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what the Edomites told Jesus in Matthew that say that he was the son of a Roman soldier. Come on,
Mm.
they told him that
Mm.
you're a bastard. You're a bastard. That's Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
is a bastard. But
Right.
like I said before, he had a and they putting that in there. That's just like, okay, the Julius Caesar, Iulius. That's a just like on Balthazar and Nebuzaradan and Balthazar and Sheshbazzar and Nebuzaradan. They got their god name on the end of there.
Yeah.
So Iulius on the end of Julius' name, Julius Caesar's name, that's a family lineage. So
Mm-hmm.
now all of a sudden, Paul, I think it was Paul, go to this Roman soldier house named Cornelius.
Right.
Cornelius, he got the IS on it. So what they're doing is they making them a holy people now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
they doing it's a Roman soldier. Come on, man. So anyway, so he told him this this how you all of a sudden you holy and all that when your daddy is a Roman soldier.
Right. And yeah.
So they know that. So all I'm saying is all those three stories tie in together. It was some illicit sex went down.
Right. And they can get away with it initially because we didn't have all the pieces. So
Right.
and then even, is there something with the boy being named Caesarion, and he should have had that US on the end of his name if his daddy was
No, he ain't claiming.
but that's what I'm saying.
So she took him in as and then you gotta understand they got the woman blowed up as they traced the lineage through the woman.
Right.
Right. So and like I was showing you before, which I can do it again right here. We got a little time. So he says, yeah, he says that Julius Caesar, let me get it right quick.
Well, I was wondering, how did the boy get the name Caesarion, but he did go away and study to be a monk,
Yeah, they
which
changed the
was
name.
mm-hmm,
They
mm-hmm,
changed the name. But like I was saying before, right here, when you look at that, see that? They Edomites, man. See, both of them Edomites. They both Edomites. See they noses, and then we read in Isaiah 63, they gonna post that red up to let you
mm-hmm.
know who they are. Can somebody get over here? But yeah, so we see that that's they both from Edomites. They Edomites. So when they had the boy, they follow the woman's lineage. That's why he's the son of Isis, Issa. See, they didn't took him out the picture over here, and that's why Octavian got all got all the backing that he got because they didn't want to deal with the bastard child that she had for Julius Caesar because she had backdoored a Greek woman or a Roman woman and got a son for the man. The man already had a wife, and then she turned around and stole Mark Anthony's heart. He had children and a wife already, and she had 3 children for him. So that's what these Edomites that was in talking to him when he's in the temple. They said, you call him a bastard because that's what happened. When you understand the true story of it. So like I'm saying before, the 3 stories, the one with what happened with Cain, and the one with Esau, and this story, they all tie in. And then you go back to see who these people are from before the flood, how the things that they was doing. And you start to see, but you can't imagine or to think like that when you're dealing with it. They didn't paint it to the side in the New Testament where you attach it to the old where it's so holy and all this. You're not going to even imagine to think like that. But like I said, when you look at a comparison, it's right in your face. And so let me show you another picture, and then I'm gonna close out. Now I told you that Cleopatra, Julius Caesar was in Egypt. They was dealing with Horus. Horus is the embodiment of the sun, and they Edomites. Well, look at this. Okay. Look at this. See that? Now you see why. Now you see they telling you something in the photo. See the sun behind his head, and then look at the sun behind his head. There, look at that. They putting the emphasis on the red hair, the blood red hair. They're telling they doing like we keep on saying over and over again. They got our records. They know the truth of the matter, and they putting it right in your face. But you're not able to comprehend it because you've been programmed to think a certain way. You're not thinking independently and using your wit and then your research resources and what the Most High giving you ability to comprehend and discern. They put it right in your face. What's that he got on? He got on a thing like the monks. Like the scenes be wearing. And there go John, like I said, always down, laying all on him. Right. So any questions? Like I say, these are things that are hard to be imagined. People don't want to deal with, but you gotta deal with them. Whether you deal with them with prophets of awakening or not, you're gonna have to deal with it in the end. It's here real soon, because everything moving so fast. You're gonna have to deal with it one way or the other. Because the Most High, when he come back, Most High he hate idols. So he can, people hollering about they want the Most High to come back, they ain't ready to leave and all that. Well, you're gonna find out who your God is before you leave. In order for you to find out who he is, you gotta flatten all the idols and remove all these false images and the lies. So, yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you read the do a comparison contrast on the information and look at it, and so it's how is it that it's the same thing with Jacob, Noah having a black son, a white son, and another son. It's impossible. Those other men. Shem is Noah's son. Shem is Noah's son. Those other men ain't his son. He told them to get two of all flesh, genitalia, you know, loins, human male loins, a male and a female from all genitalia. You got male and a female from all the animals, but he had to get a male and a female from all the men, from all the humans that was on Earth. And that was it was. I was telling you about Sheikh Anta Diop and how he did all the research he done in Egypt on the walls and the tombs and in the temples and in the graves and all that. How that it had four groupings of four men all over Egypt. There's only four different type of men. It was that them you know, the mulatto and the you know, the white man, the mulatto, the dark skinned man and the brown man. Four different men. And then you go to the story of Noah and his four sons. There they go. They're the four men. Noah can't have no white man with blonde hair and blue eyes. They want to put that off on the albino and all that. No, he can't have no blonde hair and blue eyed man with long stringy hair. Albinos might be light skinned or light complected, but they still have African hair. They still have kinky hair. How you gonna have a man with blonde hair, blue eyes like this dude? How a black man gonna have this type of dude? You can't have a man like that. Come on. There's different origins. They got all of them got totally different origins. And I explained that, you know, or on the video on the website. J-Fat is not Noah's son. So the DNA defies that. You can't have no baboon can't have no squirrel. His DNA ain't gonna get no squirrel. So no black man can't have this. He can't have that. They had to come from somewhere else, another source. But just like Adam can't have no giant, unless he messing outside his lineage, messing with some a giant woman. But he ain't gonna just out the blue sleeping with a woman like his kind, and she just gonna have a giant. The DNA you got to be exposed to the DNA to have a giant. So if you have a man like this here, he must have been sleeping with a white woman. But he ain't even you ain't gonna even get that if you sleep with a white woman. It's a different origin. And like I said, he told him getting male and female from all genitalia, which means loins, human loins. Okay. Any questions before we go? Yeah, Cain descendants mixed with Esau descendants. That's how you get Edom. They mix. That's Hellenistic. Esau merged with Japhet, and they became one. Edom. That's in the book of Jasher. It breaks it all the way down for you. And like I was saying before, Esau had a son called Zephno, and Zephno was Lord of the host for the king of Egypt, Africa, and then he fled from there and he went to Chechem, one of the sons of Japhet, and they made him king over them. So these Macedonians, the ones that Alexandria came and conquered the world, the head over them was Edomites. Alexandria's father Philip, and Philip's father, which was Zephno, one of the 12 sons of Esau. And like I said before, you have to understand that in order to get the full picture and the breakdown of what happened on the earth up until this point. You know? Yeah. Anybody else got anything?
Okay, Leonard, I don't know if you saw, but AJ was asking if Esau and Jacob have different fathers.
Yeah. I said I answered it. I said they it's no way they got the same daddy because of they Esau countenance
Mm-hmm.
and Jacob's countenance. They totally different. The Bible tells you he came out red and hairy all over. So the science and DNA tell you that it's an outside source.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
Mm-hmm.
Cain. Why Cain is the serpent was wicked as hell, and the serpent was he was in heaven, and he tried to usurp in heaven and got kicked out. He wicked as hell. So he
Mm-hmm.
came to the earth, and he had a just so happened he ended up in the garden, and just so happened Eve got a wicked ass son.
Right. Right.
You got to put two and two together.
And also, Leonard, just this is just this is what came to my mind as you were talking about this. Look at what they're trying to make us believe is Michael Jackson's children.
Right. Exactly.
You understand?
Right.
Like Michael cannot make those children.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
that's how
that's what I
you gotta do is look at the DNA. That's and you can see it. That's like you come outside uh and the snow all on the ground, snow everywhere. It's cold as hell, and then they tell you it's summer. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, it
exactly.
can't be summer. It can't be summer. It's
Mm-hmm.
snow. It's cold as hell and the snow on the ground. You
Mm-hmm.
you saying it's summer, but it ain't summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so we have to read suspiciously. They used to tell us in seminary to read suspiciously, but they were not giving us the foundation of the truth to be suspicious with. But
Exactly.
now that we have it, like you say, what have you done? You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
we understand.
Past
Mm-hmm.
tense.
Right,
What is it that you have done? He didn't know what it is I might have done. He said, "What is
right.
it that you have done?" And Most High Himself, Lord of Hosts Himself, asks the
Adam.
serpent there. He asked the serpent there, "What is it you've done?" And so we already know what he done. He slept with Eve. That's
Mm-hmm.
the reason. That's the reason Eve know that she's naked now. She slept with
Mm-hmm.
Adam. She slept with Adam as soon as he brought her to him. They became one flesh. They slept together. She didn't know she was naked then.
Now,
But now
Leonard, who was asked that question? Who did the Lord of Hosts ask that question to?
he asked Eve that.
Okay.
And he asked her, "What is this that thou have done?" Then he turn around and ask the serpent that too.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so like I said, it's past tense.
Mm-hmm.
It's past tense with every time that question is posed.
Right.
It's something that done.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go back and read and figure out what it is that they done because it's in the print.
Right.
You just gotta
Mm-hmm.
figure out what it is that's done. It's like I said before. If you're in the book of Isaiah, we already know he's talking to an angel. It ain't hard to figure out uh, who the angel talking to is Isaiah. You're in the book of Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
So those is you would think people would figure that out, but people don't. That's not registering.
Mm-hmm.
Even
And
what he talking about and the time what he alluding to in the time frame that he alluding to. You can figure
mm-hmm.
all that out just by looking in the having a foundation.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And Abimelech even he said, "What is this you have done? One of my mighty men," or
Right.
whatever he said,
Right.
"could have slept with her." So they give you the answer, but
Right.
if you don't
Right.
have the information, you're just gonna, like you say, just gonna slide right over it.
Right. And you just take that to the same thing with what they telling when they saying the story with Jesus. Said, "Why you doing all this? You ain't your daddy is a Roman soldier."
Right.
So, ain't them
Mm-hmm.
soldiers that Amalek talking about?
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Wow. Um. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. And then look at his comments. Anybody else got anything? Okay. So we good. Okay, we're gonna close down this evening Sabbath class and pick it up on Wednesday for our Wednesday night class. It's 6 o'clock. Shalom.